Welcome to the New Jersey DMV Written Test with real questions and answers from the New Jersey DMV. Before we get started, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you never miss an update and help support the channel. Now let's dive into all the questions and answers you need to study for your New Jersey test.
At dusk or on overcast days, you should A. Drive using your four-way flashers. B. Drive using your parking lights. C. Not turn on any vehicle lights. D. Turn on your headlights. D. Turn on your headlights. At dusk or on overcast days, you must turn on your headlights. Dim your lights to their low beam setting when within 1,000 feet of an approaching vehicle and when within 500 feet of a vehicle that you are following. When driving in poor weather, always use your low beams. You may drive around the gates at a railroad crossing. A. When the train has passed. B. Under no circumstances. C. When the lights have stopped flashing. D. When other drivers drive around the gates. B. Under no circumstances. You are required to stop at all railroad crossings when signals warn of an approaching train. These signals may include flashing red lights, a lowered crossing gate, a flagger signaling, or a train's audible signal of warning. Do not attempt to go around a lowered gate. What does alcohol do to your driving skills and judgment? A. It helps driving skills but harms your judgment. B. It harms both driving skills and judgment. C. It has no effect on either driving skills or judgment. D. It has no effect on judgment but it harms driving skills. B. It harms both driving skills and judgment. Alcohol negatively affects many skills needed for safe driving, including your reaction time and ability to see clearly. It can also harm your judgment of speed and distance, lower your inhibitions, and make you more prone to taking chances. A yellow and black diamond-shaped sign. A. Warns you about conditions on or near the road. B. Helps direct you to cities and towns ahead. C. Tells you about traffic laws and regulations. D. Tells you about road construction ahead. A. Warns you about conditions on or near the road. Warning signs, which tell you about conditions on or near the road ahead, are usually diamond-shaped with black symbols or words on a yellow background. This sign means A. Bicycle crossing. B. Stop. C. Finds double in a work zone. D. Stop ahead. A. Bicycle crossing. Warning signs prepare drivers for upcoming road conditions and hazards and are usually yellow with black markings. This sign alerts drivers to potential bicycle cross traffic. Want to ace your DMV test? Go to cheatsheets.com and get your guaranteed cheat sheet. Taking drugs along with alcohol. A. Increases the risk of causing a crash. B. Is no more dangerous than consuming alcohol by itself. C. Lessens the effect of alcohol on your ability to drive. D. Has no effect on your general driving ability. A. Increases the risk of causing a crash. Drugs, including illegal, prescription, and over-the-counter medications, can affect your brain function and impair your ability to drive safely. Combining alcohol with other drugs will increase the risk of a crash. From top to bottom, the following is the proper order for traffic lights. A. Red, yellow, green. B. Red, green, yellow. C. Green, red, yellow. D. Green, yellow, red. A. Red, yellow, green. On a traffic signal arranged vertically, red is always on top and green on the bottom. When arranged horizontally, red is always on the left and green on the right. When parking uphill on a hill or incline with a curb, A. Turn your front wheels sharply toward the curb. B. Turn your front wheels slightly to the right. C. Turn your front wheels sharply away from the curb. D. Keep your front wheels straight. C. Turn your front wheels sharply away from the curb. To keep your vehicle from rolling into traffic when parked facing uphill, turn your front wheels sharply away from the curb. If you are parking uphill on a street that has no curb, turn the wheels sharply toward the edge of the road. Before passing another vehicle, you should signal A. Just before changing lanes. B. At any time. C. After changing lanes. D. Early enough for others to know your plans. D. Early enough for others to know your plans. Before passing, you should signal early enough for other drivers to know your plans in advance. The most effective safety restraints in a traffic crash are A. Only a lap and shoulder belt. B. Only an airbag. C. Both a lap shoulder belt and an airbag. D. No safety restraints. C. Both a lap shoulder belt and an airbag. Safety belts can double your chance of surviving a crash and more than double your chance of avoiding serious injury. Airbags, when used properly with safety belts, provide additional protection in a front-end crash. You should wear both shoulder and lap belts. When two vehicles enter an intersection from different highways at the same time, which vehicle must yield the right-of-way? A. Either one. B. The vehicle on the left. C. The vehicle on the right. D. Neither. B. The vehicle on the left. At intersections that are controlled by signs or signals, and at intersections that are uncontrolled, the driver on the left must yield the right-of-way to the driver on the right when two vehicles arrive to the intersection at the same time. This sign means A. Trucks under 18,000 pounds, allowed. B. Hill ahead. C. Truck stop ahead. D. No trucks allowed. B. Hill ahead. This sign warns that there is a steep hill ahead. When making a left turn, you should not A. Signal to other drivers. B. Cut corners. C. Slow down. D. Stay in your lane. B. Cut corners. When turning left, you should begin to slow down and turn on your turn signal before making the turn. You should be careful not to cut the corner short, as this may interfere with other vehicles. What kinds of drugs can affect your driving ability? A. Allergy medicine. B. Marijuana. C. Cold remedies. D. All of these choices. D. All of these choices. Many kinds of drugs can impair your ability to drive. This includes illegal drugs and legal prescription or over-the-counter medications. It can be a criminal offense to drive while impaired by any drug. When driving behind a transit bus that is signaling to enter a traffic lane, you should A. Quickly pass the bus before it re-enters traffic. B. Yield the right-of-way to the transit bus. C. Expect the bus to yield the right-of-way to you. D. Either yield the right-of-way or don't yield the right-of-way. There is no specific rule. B. Yield the right-of-way to the transit bus. Drivers behind a transit bus are required to yield the right-of-way to the bus if the bus is signaling to enter a traffic lane. Drivers should adjust their speed or change lanes to make re-entering traffic easier for the bus. To safely pass a bicycle, you should A. Honk at the bicyclist to let them know you're trying to pass. B. Drive in the bicycle lane until you get a chance to pass. C. Slow down and give them as much space as possible. D. Rush ahead to pull in front of the bicyclist. C. Slow down and give them as much space as possible. When passing a bicyclist, slow down and give them as much space as you can. Bicyclists have much less protection than drivers of motor vehicles, and they should not be crowded. Passing a bicycle too quickly can shift the bicyclist off course. Braking distance is affected by A. The speed your vehicle is traveling. B. The condition of your brakes and tires. C. The condition of the pavement. D. All of the above. D. All of the above. Factors that can affect braking distance include how fast your vehicle is traveling, the condition of your brakes and tires, and the condition of the pavement. The amount of space you need to cross traffic depends on the A. Road conditions, weather conditions, and oncoming traffic. B. Presence of a stop sign. C. Use of your turn signals. D. Cars behind you. A. Road conditions, weather conditions, and oncoming traffic. The amount of space you need to cross traffic depends on the road conditions, weather conditions, and oncoming traffic. What is the first thing you should adjust, if needed, when you get into a car to drive? A. Your seatbelt. B. The steering wheel. C. Your rear view mirror. D. Your seat. D. Your seat. When preparing to drive, you should first adjust your seat to ensure that you are in a comfortable position and can see the road clearly. Adjust your mirrors and steering wheel to be effective when your seat is fully adjusted. To help relieve fatigue on a long trip, it is a good idea to A. Stop and rest every 2 hours. B. Do arm exercises every hour. C. Drive with one eye open at a time. D. Change feet on the gas pedal. A. Stop and rest every 2 hours. To avoid becoming fatigued while taking a long trip, stop every 2 hours for a short break. If you become drowsy, pull off the road and park in a safe place to take a nap or find a room to stay for the night. This sign means A. Curve ahead. B. Road work ahead. C. Merging traffic. D. No left turn. A. Curve ahead. Warning signs prepare drivers for upcoming road conditions and hazards and are usually yellow with black markings. This sign alerts drivers to an upcoming curve in the road. The Child Passenger Safety Law requires children who are under the age of 4 and weighing less than. Fill in the blank. To be restrained in a federally approved safety system. A. 60 pounds. B. 55 pounds. C. 40 pounds. D. 48 pounds. C. 40 pounds. The Child Passenger Safety Law requires children who are under the age of 4 and weighing less than 40 pounds to be restrained in a federally approved safety system. This may be a rear-facing or forward-facing seat with a 5-point harness and must be in the rear seat of the vehicle. When changing lanes, you can check your blind spots by A. Using the inside rear view mirror. B. Using the outside rear view mirror. C. Using both inside and outside rear view mirrors. D. Turning your head and looking over your shoulder. D. Turning your head and looking over your shoulder. You should turn your head to check your blind spots before every lane change. Increase your following distance when A. Driving behind a large vehicle that blocks your vision. B. Exiting an expressway. C. Following a motorcycle. D. All of the above. D. All of the above. You should increase your following distance when you are behind a large vehicle that blocks your vision, when driving in bad weather or heavy traffic, when exiting an expressway, when behind a motorcycle or bicycle, and if someone is tailgating you. This road sign means A. Sharp right turn. B. A road joins from the right. C. The road ahead turns sharply right, then sharply left. D. Winding road ahead. C. The road ahead turns sharply right, then sharply left. This sign indicates that the road ahead turns sharply to the right and then sharply to the left. If worried, nervous, angry, or crying, a driver, A. will drive no differently than they would if they were thinking more clearly. B. can drive faster because they are more in touch with their senses. C. should take the time to focus on driving before starting the engine. D. should call a friend to vent while driving. C. should take the time to focus on driving before starting the engine. You may not be able to drive well if you are worried, excited, crying, angry, or depressed. Emotions can distract you from your driving because your mind is focused on something else. Take time to calm down and get focused before driving. You are turning onto a 2-lane road divided by a broken yellow line. You know immediately that A. you are on a 2-way road. B. you are on a 1-way road. C. the road is under repair. D. you must stay to the left of the broken yellow lines. A. you are on a 2-way road. Yellow center lines are used to separate traffic moving in opposite directions. Broken lines may be crossed to pass slower moving traffic when it is safe to do so. A 5-ounce glass of wine contains the same amount of alcohol as A. 1 pint of whiskey. B. a gallon of wine. C. a 6-pack of beer. D. 1 12-ounce can of beer. D. 1 12-ounce can of beer. It is important to remember that the average beer contains about the same amount of alcohol as the average drink of whiskey or wine. A 5-ounce glass of wine, 12% alcohol, a 12-ounce can or bottle of beer, and 1.5 ounces of 86 proof liquor all contain approximately the same amount of alcohol. A person's ability to drive will be equally impaired by the same amount of alcohol no matter what kind of alcoholic beverage they drink. As alcohol builds up in your blood, it A. slows down your reactions, B. makes you feel less confident, C. begins to metabolize itself more quickly, D. decreases the number of driving errors. A. slows down your reactions. As alcohol builds up in your system, it will slow your reactions, make you feel more confident, and cause you to make more errors. An arrow painted on the pavement means A. drivers in the proper lane may make the movement indicated by the arrow, if they choose to do so. B. drivers in the proper lane must make the movement indicated by the arrow, but only if traffic lights are not working. C. drivers in the proper lane must always come to a complete stop before making the movement indicated by the arrow. D. drivers in the proper lane must make the movement indicated by the arrow while following directions indicated by traffic signals. D. drivers in the proper lane must make the movement indicated by the arrow while following directions indicated by traffic signals. An arrow painted on the pavement within a traffic lane indicates that drivers in the lane must make the movement indicated by the arrow. Drivers should follow directions given by any traffic signs or signals before proceeding in the direction indicated by the arrow. A sign that someone is an aggressive driver is that they A. fail to properly yield the right-of-way, B. maintain a 3-second following distance, C. never change traffic lanes, D. are driving with a burned-out headlight. A. fail to properly yield the right-of-way. Aggressive drivers are dangerous and should not be confronted by other motorists. An aggressive driver may make dangerous driving decisions, such as making erratic lane changes, following another vehicle too closely, and failing to properly yield the right-of-way. This sign means A. you must turn left or right. B. you are approaching a T intersection. C. the road that you are on intersects with a divided highway. D. you are on an overpass above a divided highway. C. the road that you are on intersects with a divided highway. This sign indicates that the road that you are on intersects with a divided highway. A divided highway is two one-way roadways separated by a median or guide rail. Before turning left, it is important to A. sound your horn, B. yield to oncoming vehicles, C. swing to the right side of your lane, D. wait until oncoming traffic has a red light, B. yield to oncoming vehicles. When turning left at a traffic signal, you must yield the right-of-way to pedestrians and oncoming traffic. This road sign means A. cars in right lane must slow down, B. no left turn, C. merge, D. pass only in the right lane. C. merge. This sign indicates a merge ahead. It warns that two lanes of traffic moving in the same direction are about to become one. You are involved in an accident. You should A. stop immediately, B. help the injured, C. call the police, D. all of the above. D. all of the above. If involved in an accident, you should stop your vehicle immediately. If possible, move the vehicle out of the way of traffic. Call the nearest police agency and ask for an ambulance if necessary. Do not move the injured unnecessarily, but attempt to stop severe bleeding with direct pressure. Wait for emergency vehicles to arrive. What is the meaning of this sign? A. The traffic signal ahead is displaying a red light. B. The traffic signal ahead is broken. C. The traffic signal ahead is displaying a green light. D. There is a traffic signal ahead. D. There is a traffic signal ahead. This sign indicates that there is a traffic signal at the intersection ahead. This road sign means A. slow down or stop. B. stop if necessary. C. you must come to a complete stop. D. drive with caution and be ready to stop. C. you must come to a complete stop. An 8-sided sign always means stop. You must come to a complete stop and wait for any vehicles or pedestrians to clear the way before proceeding. This sign means A. All traffic must turn left. B. No left turn. C. No U-turn. D. Truck route to the left. B. No left turn. This sign indicates that left turns are prohibited. This road sign means A. Do not enter. B. No parking. C. No U-turn. D. No left turn. C. No U-turn. This signs indicate that U-turns are prohibited in the location where it is posted. If traffic signals at an intersection are not functioning due to a power outage, A. Park your vehicle as far off the road as possible and wait for power to be restored. B. Use hand signals to indicate your intentions to other drivers. C. Turn on your hazard lights and proceed through the intersection without stopping. D. Treat the intersection as a four-way stop. D. Treat the intersection as a four-way stop. If a traffic light at an intersection is not functioning due to a power outage, yield to other drivers in the same manner as you would when approaching a four-way stop. When it is your turn, proceed through the intersection with caution. You may park or stop along the shoulder of the freeway. A. As long as you turn on your four-way emergency flashers. B. If no part of your vehicle is on the road. C. If you need to look at a map for directions. D. Only if you have an emergency. D. Only if you have an emergency. It is prohibited to park on the shoulder of a freeway except in an emergency. You may drink alcoholic beverages in a vehicle on a public highway. A. As long as you aren't driving. B. If you are riding in the back seat. C. If you are riding in the back of a pickup truck. D. Under no circumstances. D. Under no circumstances. It is against the law to consume or possess any alcoholic beverage while on a public road or sidewalk. Additionally, storing an open alcoholic beverage container in an area of a motor vehicle, normally occupied by the driver or passenger, is prohibited on any public road. Which of the following is true regarding seat belts and child restraints in vehicles? A. You should never place an infant or small child in the front seat of a vehicle with airbags. B. An airbag can be dangerous to an infant or small child even in a low-speed collision. C. You should always make sure all your passengers are using a seatbelt or child restraint. D. All of the above. D. All of the above. Before you drive, always fasten your seatbelt and make sure all your passengers are using seatbelts or child restraints. Studies have shown that if you use seatbelts, your chances of being hurt or killed in a traffic crash are greatly reduced. Children aged 12 and under should always ride properly restrained in a rear seat. Never put a rear-facing infant restraint in the front seat of a vehicle with a front passenger airbag. Failing to yield to a pedestrian in a crosswalk may result in A. Only a fine. B. Only points against your license. C. Only a fine and points against your license. D. Points against your license, a fine, license suspension, mandated community service, and jail time. D. Points against your license, a fine, license suspension, mandated community service, and jail time. You must always yield to pedestrians crossing the road in a crosswalk. Failing to do so could result in 2 points against your driver license, a fine of up to $500, jail time for up to 25 days, required community service, and a license suspension for up to 6 months. When driving past a vehicle that has just stopped in a parked position on the side of the road, you should A. Assume that the driver will open the car door as you approach. B. Speed up. C. Slam on your brakes. D. Assume that the driver will wait for you to pass before opening the door. A. Assume that the driver will open the car door as you approach. When passing a vehicle that has just parked parallel to the road, you should assume the driver will open the door as you approach. Use extra caution when driving near parked vehicles. A steady yellow light at an intersection means A. Go. B. Yield to other cars. C. Slow down and prepare to stop. D. Stop. C. Slow down and prepare to stop. A steady yellow light indicates that a steady red light will soon appear. If you are driving toward an intersection and a yellow light appears, slow down and prepare to stop. If you are already within the intersection or cannot stop safely before entering the intersection, continue through carefully. This road sign means A. Keep right, B. Keep left, C. Pass with caution, D. No passing. A. Keep right. This sign indicates that a divided highway begins ahead. The road splits into two one-way roadways separated by a median or divider. You must keep to the right. You may continue carefully through an intersection with a yellow light if A. There is an emergency vehicle crossing your lane, B. There are pedestrians crossing, C. You are turning right, D. You are already within the intersection when the light changes to yellow. D. You are already within the intersection when the light changes to yellow. If a steady yellow light appears when you are already within an intersection, you should continue through the intersection carefully. You must stop at an intersection when you see A. Flashing red light, B. Steady yellow light, C. Yellow arrow, D. Flashing yellow light. A. Flashing red light. A flashing red traffic signal has the same meaning as a stop sign. At an intersection with a flashing red light, you must come to a complete stop, look both ways, and proceed only after the intersection is clear. A driver may pass a school bus at a speed no faster than. Fill in the blank. If the school bus is stopped in front of a school to drop off passengers, A. 10 miles per hour, B. 15 miles per hour, C. 25 miles per hour, D. 35 miles per hour. A. 10 miles per hour. If a school bus is stopped in front of a school to drop off or pick up students, other drivers may pass the stopped bus from either direction at speeds no faster than 10 miles per hour, if it is safe to do so. Drivers should always operate with extra caution when driving near children or other pedestrians.